Good day and welcome to this Focus On with me, Zanella Morrison. In today's segment, we explore initiatives to empower and support women-led SMEs through access to funding, resources, and networking opportunities. Appropriate as we head into Women's Month in South Africa, one of these initiatives is called She's Next, a collaborative effort by Visa and Absa that has rolled out recently. Joining me to go into details about this program is Lineshri Moodley, country head for Visa South Africa. Lineshri, good to see you and good to talk Visa again and Visa's efforts around women. But give me the context around She's Next in terms of how you've designed it to lift up women SMEs.
Hi, Zanella. Good to see you again. And thank you for the opportunity to speak to this really important program to us at Visa. I think one of the things that Visa is deeply committed to is on empowering women-owned businesses. And this initiative extends beyond just providing payment tools, but really to look at how do you foster competitiveness and accessibility for small women-owned businesses. So we've put together this program, and it consists of a couple of elements. The first one is there will be grants that are dispersed to the winners, the first, second, and third place. The second part of it is to actually provide skills development and training. And the third part of it is mentorship. And we believe by bringing together these three key elements, it actually helps contribute to growing the business and doing it in a way that is sustainable and, thereby really fostering economic inclusion.
And when it comes to, I think the biggest part of this challenge is the training and the development and just making sure that you're giving women what they need the most to make their businesses thrive, because everybody sort of has this element of training. What have you found is maybe the unique value proposition that this program offers applicants?
So I think this year we've come together with Absa to actually enable this program in market. It's something that's close to both the organizations in terms of wanting to support women-led businesses. When we look at the training, we'd be going through things like how do you grow your business? How do you put together business plans? How do you scale the business? And provide you access to actual people in the industry that can guide and mentor you. And we found when we've run this program, across the globe and even in our continent, it's worked because you're not just dispersing grants, you're actually providing insight into what it takes to run a business. And we've contributed to the growth of multiple businesses across the continent.
And I think ultimately from a Visa perspective and from an Absa perspective, you want these women to have very secure financial, futures, mainly being able to manage the current money that they have and then eligibility for funding. What have you seen as the obstacles that women are facing to be in a good financial standing?
So we've seen quite a number of unique challenges that female-owned businesses have. According to the World Bank, one of their reports, if you look at Africa, we boast the highest growth rate of female-run businesses in the world. Yet women only have access to a very small percentage of the funding. We also know that women-owned businesses face challenges that are really unique, ranging from things like patriarchy to cultural norms, unconscious biases that really impact on women's ability to access markets, finance, technology, and networks. We've also seen the increased need for things like e-commerce, merge. So women being able to run their businesses online. And these are some of the things that we want to help with and try help women overcome.
And so I think the biggest part of what I've seen is just the energy and the bustle behind some of the events that you're running, right? Because I think it's quite exciting to get entrepreneurs in the same room and get SMEs in the same room, and let alone get women in the same room. How are you, I think, also building up the culture and making sure that the Visa culture is also coming in, as well as, the Absa culture of wanting Africa to thrive?
Absolutely. And you're absolutely right about the fact that there's a lot of excitement on this. We opened the call to action this week, and of course, we're getting applications from now right up until the 5th of October. We're then going to go into an event where well, prior to the event, we'll go through screening of all the applications according to the criteria. And then at the event, announce, the first, second, third place, as well as a fourth prize for a business that actually shows a social impact. But the excitement, to your point, comes from getting all the women into one room, into all of these sessions, because it's not just about the mentorship and the tailored training. It's also the network that you build through interactions with other female-owned businesses, where you can understand the challenges. You can also understand how they've been successful in certain elements in the business. And we know, even in the corporate world and the business that we're in, it's when you hear people share their experiences and you build that network, it also enables you to grow in a very powerful way.
So, Laneshri, let me ask though, how much is available to give to the women winners in total?
So very excited. I think it's quite significant. For the first prize, it's 400,000 Rand, followed by 250,000 for second and 170,000 for the third prize. What we're also doing is adding in a fourth prize of 170,000 for what we're calling the Social Impact Award, where the business that we would provide this to has to show or has to demonstrate something that actually is impacting on the community in which they are operating, and that is adding a social impact dimension.
And I'm very sure that a lot of these businesses, it's going to be a tough one to choose because a lot of these businesses already have a social impact. Because, and correct me here, are women's businesses generally also get, and I'm sure, I mean, I've been on a number of visa projects. A lot of the projects that entrepreneurs are coming up with are solving for societal needs. Do you find this more so with the women entrants?
Correct, but I think across the board, we see people that are trying to solve for societal needs. I think the power of doing this is that you don't just uplift that business and the lives of the family that the business owner supports, but you also impact the community, and ultimately you impact the economy and the GDP of the country. And we've seen this whenever you include more businesses into the financial ecosystem, you have more digital financial services, you grow the GDP of an economy, and the societies thrive.
And when it comes to, I think also Visa's just revolutionary approach to financial transactions, and and just basically creating inclusion in the financial systems. Does this play a part in how you now nurture these women and how they're able to be agile within the financial sector?
Correct. I think some of the tools that we provide for digital financial inclusion ensures, one, that you are transacting in a way that's more safe instead of having to carry cash. I think the second one is when you do come into a digital financial ecosystem, you're able to grow your business, and that you can see things like the data, how much of transactions you're taking for the business. You're able to also offer things like small loans to the business, and in doing that you're actually able to grow. So when we look at including digital payments to an economy, we truly believe in the power of our digital payments, one, from a safety, two, from a convenience, three, from reach and accessibility. And when you bring all of that together, that's when you really, start to create transformation in that society.
And I'm always struggling with FOMO. So I want to know, what is the criteria for people to enter? How do they become part of the initiative?
Sure. So we have a link, and you can go onto it. It's on the Visa website. There's several criteria. I think the first one is you've got to operate within South Africa. You have to be over 51% women-owned business. Your business has to be less than a certain value, and it's stipulated in the actual criteria. We're really excited. I think in this market, there is so much of opportunity. And it's not just about the winners. We're bringing in a lot more people into the training sessions, the network, the mentorship, the networking opportunities. So please do go onto the website, do apply. It's open until the 5th of August. And we're really excited to see all the different applications that come through.
And then finally from me, so once they come through now, when do I get to invite you, Nick, to talk to me about the winners and how the whole process has gone in? So when do they get announced and and celebrated?
Absolutely. So we are having our event on the 19th of September. And it is that event where we will announce the winners. Of course, we will have to go through pre-screening and, looking at all the applications from the time it closes on the 5th of August leading up to the 19th. And thereafter, I'm very happy to come back and talk about the winners, the great ideas that have been brought forward, and some of the progress we've made towards really empowering these businesses in a meaningful way.
And a final one from me, Laneshri, you've been doing this for a while. What is keeping you going, keeping you inspired about just working with SMEs, and even in this instance, working with women SMEs?
Oh, I love it. I think deep to my passion is ensuring that the solutions that we create in financial services unlocks economic value for everyone. As when you look at SMEs, we know they are the lifeblood of the economy, whether we look at it in South Africa, across the continent. And being able to work for Visa, a company that also holds this, at the core of what we do, it makes every day exciting. It makes every day, feel like you're actually creating impact and taking solutions where you can actually start to see the economy's uplift. And that's what keeps me going, the ability to make impact.
And you say the ability to make impact, you can't even begin to measure the homes, the households, the children that get to go to school, and just the sense of encouragement that women feel when they're held, within a program such as this one. So I really want to thank you, Laneshri, for coming on board and sharing that with us. I think the vibe of Africa really is around SMEs, and they are the solution for us from an economic perspective for the future. So thank you so much, Laneshri Moodley, Country Head for Visa South Africa. That's how we close off this episode of Focus On. Thank you so much once again to my guest, Laneshri Moodley, Country Head for Visa South Africa, sharing her insights, her passion for the program called She's Next, launching once again during National Women's Month in South Africa. I'm Zanella Morrison. From me, it's goodbye for now. Take care.